What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video where I'm going to talk to you guys about the first 5 guns that you should get when you get into firearms. Now, if you clicked on this video, you're probably wondering, oh, what type of gun should I get first? Or does it really even matter? And I'm here to tell you that it does matter. Now, this list is going to kind of depend on what you want to do. Obviously, if you want to get into hunting, you should probably get a bow, or you should probably get a marksman's rifle, or maybe even just a shotgun. However, if you're more worried about self-protection and home defense, this is going to be the video for you. The first gun, the very first gun you should get is a handgun. Now, I know some people might not like the idea. They'd rather get a shotgun, or they want to go hunting, they want to get a marksman's rifle, or maybe even a bow. You can do that. However, for self-protection, a handgun is going to do a lot in many different ways. The one advantage having a handgun does is that you could conceal carry with it, open carry with it. You could take it anywhere you go to protect yourself and others. Not only that, but you can also use it for home defense, which is also a plus. And if you really wanted to, you could technically take it hunting in some scenarios or states. There was an old guy who had a 10 mil Glock and he ended up killing a deer with it. So while it's not ideal, the handgun's very versatile and like many different uses on what you can use it for. And I think having it for self-defense in any scenario is a big advantage. But with that said, the handgun should be the first gun that you would want. Now, the next gun that you should get to protect yourself is a shotgun. Now, for your home, I believe the best self-defense weapon is going to be a shotgun. I mean, of course, there's going to be different type of scenarios, like whether it's day, night, close quarters, you got long hallways. But overall, the shotgun kind of takes the cake. And the number one advantage of having a shotgun is the fact that you don't really penetrate walls when you shoot around. Now, obviously, shotgun's going to go through things. I understand that. But imagine just letting loose on a 9 mil or 10 mil, whatever round, and that could potentially get somebody. With a shotgun, I understand it could probably get someone too. You have to understand it has less penetration power. And although it still can be deadly, it's also very well deterrent for someone that's breaking into your home. And if you can't see at night, well, that's just gonna help with your accuracy just a little bit. It is also very relatively cheap. Now, the only disadvantage that it has is you can't really take it anywhere that you want, like grocery shopping, out to the store, visiting family. But this is one of those things where number 2 and 3 can kind of interchange, because really you want to go for whatever gun's going to be taken away. That's kind of what this whole list is about. Because number 3 I have on my list is an AR-15. Now, number 2 and 3 can be interchangeable, just because if you're able to buy an AR, but there's going to be a ban on ARs, first gun or second gun you probably want to buy first is an AR. But the reason why I have the AR as number 3 is just simply because, it's different in every state. Some people probably can buy an AR with 10 rounds in the mag, or, some people probably can't even do that. But the AR-15 is a very versatile gun, just because you go with 30 in the mag if you can, and if there's multiple intruders, which there usually is nowadays, you gotta count the shots that you're gonna miss. But if they decide to shoot back, you just don't know. You don't even know what you're hitting too, just because of how dark it is, if it's nighttime, of course. But the AR-15 just helps you so much in that regard. So it's a very good gun to have if shit hits the fan. And that could just mean like, the government's collapsing, or, there's chaos erupting. You just never know. It could be argued that this is probably the first one you want to get. In the society that we have, I gotta go with the handgun. But also the AR-15 has relatively expensive ammo, which can make it difficult to train, let alone it being kind of somewhat scenario specific. Because again, you can't take the AR-15 everywhere you go. So it's most likely gonna be for when stuff hits the fan, or, I guess somewhat home defense. But I'll leave it at that. But moving on to number 4 is gonna be the marksman rifle or sniper rifle, But a marksman rifle is very good, even though it's one of the most lethal rounds. It's not being somewhat attacked as far as our rights go. As a result, I think it's gonna be here in the long term. I don't think the government's gonna ban it anytime soon. You could hold off on buying this type of firearm for quite a bit. And I think the sniper rifle is a little bit boring when you kind of consider self-defense. You wouldn't really use it for self-defense. You wouldn't carry it with you. You really would only use it for hunting. Now, coming in at number 5 is going to be the bow. You probably didn't see this one coming, but yeah, the bow, it's just not good for self-defense at all. You got to grab one at a time. You're not going to carry it with you. And if I got to be honest, I don't know too much about bows. But the one thing I do know is it's not very versatile in almost any of these scenarios. Like, yeah, you could take it hunting, and yeah, technically you can use it for self-defense. But if you have to choose any one of these weapons, I'm pretty sure the bow would be the last one on this list 9 out of 10 times. But with that said, guys, it's obviously going to be on personal preference, and it's interchangeable whether, you want to do competition shooting on handgun, shotgun, or, you want to go hunting, or you want to just any of those things, or maybe you just prefer the bow. I mean, more power to you. But this is just my list on the type of firearms I think you should buy if you want to focus on self-defense and protecting yourself. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Was I right? Was I wrong? You know, what's your list? I mean, I could be wrong. I get haters sometimes. It's all good. But that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. And I'll catch you guys in the, did I even say that right? I'll catch you guys. Yeah, I said that right. I'll catch you guys on the next one.